A stands for adjective. C, consequence. B, behavior. Now notice, when I talk about a specific three-part pattern, like this one, I'm delivering this to you this way, in this order, for a reason. You want to end with that person's specific behavior. You're leaving yourself completely out of it, and you're starting with an adjective that describes their behavior that sounds like this. It's surprising instead of I'm surprised, or it's troubling instead of I'm troubled. By the way, I love to say I'm troubled at work because nobody ever says I'm troubled. And when you say I'm troubled, people are like, oh my gosh, what about this? I don't hear people say that a whole lot. Troubled, I'm so troubled. It's troubling instead, okay? It's confusing. So that's step one. I'm talking about your behavior. It's confusing. It's troubling. It's striking. It's upsetting. Whatever it is. Now again, this is one of those situations where, because you're not saying, I'm upset, or I'm troubled, what you're doing again is you're taking this word, it's troubling, it's confusing, it's concerning. You're taking that concern, that trouble, that whatever it is, and you're throwing it up into the luminiferous ether, and it's going to then sprinkle back down onto the heads of the listeners, and they're going to be like, I am kind of troubled. I am kind of concerned. I am kind of confused. What are you? Okay, so you are planting the seed in everybody who's there, in their minds, the effect this behavior has. Not on me. It's the effect it has. Don't you think? Wouldn't you agree with that? Okay. Step number 2, the consequence of their behavior. We should know what people's hot buttons are. We want to save our talking for situations like this at work. What we want to do most of the time is listen, gather information. I want to be listening to what's important to you. Your reputation, your relationships. Did you and I just happen to have to sit through a diversity training seminar? I give diversity training seminars. I'd love to sit through mine. I would not like to sit through most people's, okay? By the way, if you need diversity or communication training, make sure to click the link above and go to danorcanatraining.com, fill out the form. I'll come to your company. So the consequences I like to deliver are going to be things like, really, if you have just a few duct tape consequences, they kind of tend to sound like this. That somebody so concerned about her reputation would be putting it at risk. That's a consequence based on what you're doing. Now remember, what you're actually doing I'm going to state at the end. But the consequence is, that somebody who's so concerned about their relationships here at work would put them in jeopardy. Or that somebody who just sat through a diversity training seminar would put this entire company at risk. Or that somebody who so values his professional reputation would tarnish it. Or that somebody who's so intelligent would risk being seen as so foolish. Okay? Now I'm going to say what you did at the very end by using ageist language like that. Now, when you get to the actual behavior, be specific. Don't say,
by talking like that.
No. Don't say things like,
by using that type of language.
What type of language? Be specific. By using inflammatory, racist language like that at work, or by using ageist language like that, or by being vulgar, or by bringing politics into the workplace, by whatever it is, be specific. So to put it all together, it might sound like this. John, it's troubling why somebody who cares so much about his professional reputation would put it at risk simply to tell that joke. Let's stay on track. Okay? So you could just say all of that. Or I could say something like, Mary, it's concerning that somebody who just sat through a diversity training seminar would put this entire company as well as her own professional career at risk by using ageist language like that. Let's stay on track. Okay, now you'll notice I didn't talk about me. I did not say I don't appreciate that. I didn't say anything other than I'm going to highlight exactly what you are doing right now, what the consequence is. And then when I'm all done doing that, I'm going to put my attention back to where it should be, and we're going to keep going.